Batman Arkham Origins is my least favorite Arkham game, but I still like the game a lot anyway. One of the major issues with the game is that it has some areas that are blurry, and I believe this is because Arkham Origins had less development time compared to Arkham Asylum or Arkham City, hence why Arkham Origins sometimes looks worse compared to the other Arkham games. I also think because Arkham Origins was mostly handled by WB, from what I've heard. Um, WB, they're a lot at the time. They're a lot more corporate, and Rocksteady they had more soul at the time. But for example, right now, and like any other Arkham game, this calendar right here will look super clear, but try closing in on it, it looks really blurry. And this isn't an issue with other Arkham games because the Arkham games have way better attention to detail. I mean, look how blurry this looks right here. Like, and this game came out like 2 years after Arkham City. Look how blurry that texture is right there. And there are tons of moments where Arkham Origins just looks a lot more blurry compared to the other Arkham games. And this is what the graphic settings at their max too, like resolution 19 times 1080, VSync is on, pretty much all the highest settings are on, you know. So yeah, that's one big problem with Arkham Origins, is that it just looks a little blurry in some areas. Some of the textures also just look way worse. Like, look at that fire right there. And you can't be like, oh, this is a 2013 game. Like, no. There were games before 2013 that had better looking fire textures. Then there's some other really goofy and dumb moments in this game too. Like, check this out. Like, you see that helicopter right there? Like, why did it just stop by to drop off 3 more men? And look how high they jumped from that helicopter. Like, they should have hurt themselves jumping from that high. But it's just a weird thing that happens in this part of the game with the helicopter dropping off men. Like, why are they unarmed, you know? Like, the only reason I can think of to justify this is that, you know, it's just a video game, so who cares? But again, the texture quality is just so weird in this game because from a distance, this sign looks just fine, right? But when I try to close in on it to read it better, you know, it looks all horrible. Like, it just looks way more blurry for some reason. I also think Arkham Origins has the worst looking bat suit. Like, it just looks way too bulky. I know that's probably like the intention or whatever, but it's so weird with the consistency of the game's lore. Because Arkham Origins takes place before Arkham Asylum, but this version of Batman is way more advanced compared to the Arkham Asylum version of Batman. And I get why, because, you know, if they gave Arkham Origins Asylum gameplay, then it probably wouldn't work for the audience. But, you know, I keep saying the word but, I'm sorry. But with Metal Gear Solid 3, for example, that's a game that takes place in the 1960s, and the other Metal Gear Solid games take place in the, 2000s. And yet, despite the fact that Metal Gear Solid 3 takes place in the 1960s, it still managed to feel, you know, consistent, you know? Like, the game made use of its limitations. Here, though, in Arkham Origins, this version of Batman is objectively way more skilled than what we see in Arkham Asylum, but whatever. And look, more blurry textures. Look, I'm one of those people who love small attention to details in games. That's why in the other Arkham games, I actually read what, you know, posters say and whatnot. But here, I can't even make out what this is trying to say. And again, this is the game with the maximum graphics settings, but it looks so blurry. Like, come on now. Now let's talk about my biggest issue with Arkham Origins. There is no reward for getting the Riddler, or as he's called, Enigma in this game. And some Arkham fans like to say, "Oh, they like Arkham Origins because this was before the Riddler goes crazy. Oh, he was trying to be a good guy in Arkham Origins." And nope, no, he wasn't. I mean, yeah, he was trying to be a good guy in the most ass way possible, but the Riddler or Enigma literally causes the deaths of people. Like this guy right here, he was just a technician who was trying to fix this device right here that was rigged with an explosive device or whatever that was either planted by a Riddler or Enigma or one of his henchmen. Either way, someone basically just died because of Riddler. Like, check this out. Come on, hurry up.
Impact analysis indicates the victim was killed by some kind of explosion originating at that access panel. I should scan it for additional clues.
Yeah, that caused the death of someone. And you know what's weird? How is this panel still like functioning? Like, how is it still intact after going through an explosion? Look at the blast of this explosion. Like that should have just took the panel out with it too, right? Also, these detective modes that are supposed to make you feel like a Batman detective or something, they don't really work that well because they're just so hand-holdy. Like, they literally give you the answer with that little stupid red mark right there. Like, I feel like the detective moments in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City were a lot more clever than this.
It looks like the panel was rigged to detonate when swiped with a key card. Someone really didn't want this tower repaired, and it looks like that same someone left a set of fingerprints behind.
So yeah, all right, so yeah, my biggest issue with the Riddler, though, as I said earlier, there's no reward for getting him. I mean, yeah, you get like a little achievement or something, but who cares about achievements? Because with the other Arkham games, whenever you go after the Riddler, he gets punished. Arkham Asylum, Batman calls the police on his house. Arkham City, you do a takedown of the Riddler and save the hostages. And Arkham Knight, Riddler gets his own boss fight if you decide to go after him. And what do you get in Arkham Origins if you decide to do all the Riddler nonsense? Nothing. He just gets away scot-free, off-screen, despite the fact that he murdered someone. I think this is like the most infamous example of the textures in this game being worse compared to Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Look at how blurry this computer is. Like, what is this, man? Like, that's just embarrassing. I've seen better textures and something like Metal Gear Solid 2 from the game 2001. I know it sounds nitpicky, but I do like small attention to details. But yeah, there's no purpose going after the Riddler in this game because he gets away off screen, scot-free. Another thing I don't really like about Arkham Origins is that the boss fights in that game are just stolen. Like, the boss fights in Arkham Origins are mostly stolen from Arkham City. I mean, probably the most original boss fight, the Deathstroke boss fight, that one's great, but it reuses animations from the Ra's al Ghul boss fight in Arkham City. Let's see, the Deadshot boss fight, it's just basically the Harley Quinn boss fight from Arkham City's DLC, where you got to take down a bunch of henchmen and then take down Harley. Or the Two-Face boss fight as well in Arkham City, where you got to take down a bunch of thugs and then go after Two-Face. That's basically Deadshot's boss fight in Arkham Origins as well. The Shiva boss fight is especially pathetic because she just reuses the same animations from ninjas. She's just a ninja enemy with more HP. Let's see, the Bane boss fight. Actually, I would say the first phase of the Bane boss fight is also really original too and is really good. However, I feel like the Bane boss fight gets ruined because the game feels a need to throw in a bunch of henchmen. Like, it could have been really cool if it was just one-on-one, but the fact that, for whatever reason, they felt the need to throw in henchmen, it just ruins the moment for me. And then there's the Titan Bane boss fight, or I forgot what it was called, but the final Bane boss fight is basically Mr. Freeze, but dumber. See, in Arkham City, Mr. Freeze, you can't fight him one-on-one. You got to sneak up on him. But the thing is, Mr. Freeze will actually adapt to your gameplay style. So every time, you figure out a way to trick Mr. Freeze pulls out another countermeasure to prevent you from repeating the same trick. However, in Arkham Origins with Titan Mutant Bane or whatever, he doesn't learn. He doesn't adapt. You can pretty much just beat Bane the same way, by hiding in grates or just sneaking up behind him. The Firefly boss fight is okay. It's nothing that special. It's more cinematic than it actually is good in terms of boss fight quality. Because all you gotta do is just throw the glue grenade at him, and then just throw a bunch of batarangs at him, and just rinse and repeat. Wait for the quick time event. I feel like the boss fights in Arkham City were just way more creative. Not only did they have original animations, but the Solomon Grundy boss fight was cool. The Clayface boss fight was really cool. The Ra's al Ghul and the Mr. Freeze boss fight were also great. And yeah, did I forget anybody else? I know there's some other boss fights. Oh yeah, the Copperhead boss fight. The Copperhead boss fight in Arkham Origins is okay. It's basically just reusing Ra's al Ghul's gimmick, though, of having a hallucinatory mob enemies, But, yeah, I just like Arkham City's bosses more.
Oh, you must think you're so clever.
Another thing I don't like about Arkham Origins is that a lot of the cinematic cutscenes just feel way more over the top and bombastic compared to Arkham Asylum and Arkham City and Arkham Knight. I don't know, it's just like all the subtlety and nuance that were in the other Arkham games cutscenes are just missing in Arkham Origins. Like every Arkham Origins cutscene needs to be loud and full of action, which is fine. But I prefer the more nuance and subtlety in the other Arkham games. And finally, on to my least favorite part about Arkham Origins, the open world. This boring, bland, lifeless-looking open world. It's so gray, and I just don't like it.
If I don't get to Jezebel Plaza before that arms deal,
I just don't like it.
Penguin.
Like, this is the only Arkham game that has fast travel, and I think that was intentional because the devs were like, hey, nobody wants to explore this open world. Like, Arkham Asylum, it felt like a horror game, and you could just get around easy. Like, it wasn't that big, Arkham City felt like a hellhole, and Arkham City had a bunch of stuff going on. And another thing I like about Arkham City's world is that there's so many, references and nods to other Batman media. It was cool, and plus it looked like it had more life compared to the city. And then Arkham Knight also looks like a hellhole as well. But while I do prefer Arkham City's world over Arkham Knight's world, Arkham Knight has way more fun traversal, like going around in the Batmobile. Plus, you can borderline fly in Arkham Knight. And Arkham Origins, the open world is just okay at best, And this whole snowstorm gimmick is just really lazy. You see, this is the only Arkham game that doesn't take place in like a city, or I'm sorry, that doesn't take place in like an asylum or something like that. Or it doesn't take place in a prison, and it doesn't take place when a villain threatens to nuke the country, right? But the thing is, in order to avoid having NPCs wander around, the city of Gotham, this part of Gotham, is that they implemented this stupid idea that, hey, there's a blizzard going on, so nobody can go outside. And I'm like, that's such a weak and lame excuse, But, yeah. There are crimes that you can solve in Arkham Origins open world, but they all just lead to the same result. Like, hey, there's this crime going on. Go there and beat up some people. Rinse and repeat. It's a good way to get XP. But yeah, I just don't like this game's open world. Yeah, that's all I'll just say. I prefer Arkham City and Arkham Knight's open world compared to this. Yeah, and that's all I gotta say. I was gonna say something else too, but I forgot. Oh yeah, another thing. This one's hard to explain unless you played it yourself. But the lack of grapple points in Arkham Origins, like the grappling is worse and more limited compared to Arkham City and Arkham Knight. And you might think, well, yeah, that's intentional because this is a prequel. Batman's not that advanced yet. But this version of Batman is objectively more advanced and skilled than what we see in Arkham Asylum. Heck, this version of Batman is arguably more skilled than what we got in Arkham City. But yeah, the grappling in this game is horrible. However, the interior levels are really good. Like going through Joker's hotel, breaking into the GCPD. Those moments where you go into like an interior, more limited area, those are fun. Like let's see. I want to like you see that gargoyle right there. If this was Arkham City or Arkham Asylum or heck even in Arkham Knight, you know, I could grapple to that gargoyle, but I can't because the game is more limited with its grappling, and the stuff that you can grapple onto, you know, it's just a lot more short range. It's not that fun. Also, Batman has the grapple boost in Arkham Origins, but in Arkham City, he's like, oh, I can't use the grapple boost. You know, it's experimental. It's still in the prototype stage. It's like what a bunch of bull crap. So yeah, I give this game like a 7 out of 10. Oh yeah, and this game's music is also pretty not that great. Oh yeah, some people also say that Arkham Origins has the best story, and I think the story in this game is alright. It's really nothing original though. It's just, you know, a lot of the story tropes in this game are just taken from other Batman media, like rushing the killing joke, or oh wow, Batman has to learn to trust others. Like, there's nothing really original with this game's story. Also, I don't like how Penguin gets away with his crimes in the main game, so that also sucks. In Arkham City and Arkham Knight, Penguin actually gets punished, but in Arkham Origins, you know, not counting the DLC, Penguin just pretty much gets away with doing bad stuff. Also, the music in Arkham Origins is just very underwhelming. The only memorable song in this game is Joker's version of Carol of Bells. But again, it's not that original because, again, it's just Carol of Bells. What else? What else was I going to say? Hold on. I got to do this real quick. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I see people on YouTube who make these video game thumbnail titles or you know, they'll be in the comments and they'll be begging, you know, for Arkham Origins Remaster. And I'm like, why do you want an Arkham Origins Remaster? Like, the game is easily available on Steam. Just go on Steam and get it for like $19. Hell, this game sometimes goes on sale for $10. You know what would happen if they remastered Arkham Origins? First of all, it would most likely look inferior compared to the original Arkham Origins. Because the thing about the Return to Arkham games, the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City remasters, they just don't look that good. You know, they're too bright. You know, they're trying way too hard to look realistic, and I just don't like them. But another big thing about having Arkham Origins remaster is, like, if they remaster this game, they're just going to sell it for, like, what, $40, $50, maybe $60, and the game isn't even that long. You really want to pay that amount of money for a game that came out in 2013? Just get a PC, you know, and just play the game that way. It even works on my lame work laptop that I had in the army. I mean, I had to adjust the settings to be lower, but it still worked. So yeah, this game doesn't need a remaster. It's not deserving of a remaster. Just get it on Steam or whatever. And I mean, it's technically still available on PlayStation Plus, but I don't think it has the Cold Hard DLC.